Of all the early surfing beaches in California, San Onofre stands out as the cradle of North American surfing. It's been known through the decades as Surfers' Mecca.
This program is presented by Steve Gibby Productions with LongBoard Magazine and by Toes on the Nose, classic clothing, and by Bear Surfboards, on the beach and in the waves, celebrating the adventures, the friendships, and the spirit of surfing.
Well, San Onofre has been the single center of gravity for me in my life.
In the 1920s and 30s, a small railroad platform in North San Diego County marked the fishing camp of San Onofre. For about 50 cents a day, early surfers like Gene Hornbeck, E.J. Osher, and Benny Merrill could camp and surf the consistent reef waves.
All these are between 38 and 40, there's no question.
Hawaiian-style surfboards were huge and heavy. There was a sense of frontier adventure on this, the edge of the known surfing world.
We had a week off. Slim and I forgot who else came down. We put up a tent. We were this side of the canyon, actually, that year.
Through the 1930s, mainland surfing culture evolved at San Onofre in its own unique pattern, but ever mindful of its Hawaiian birth.
How about the Hawaiian influence on San Onofre? In the early days, you'd see luau's and
the Hawaiian influence was a very big part of it. I remember somebody brought a little sticker patch that you put on your thing like this Billabong patch, and it said Duke Honolulu. We would give our weekly income for just one of those patches, or somebody had sent a postcard from Hawaii. Anything that had to do with Hawaii. In fact, that's how I met Baxter. The first group that went to Hawaii was Tom Blake. The second group, Tarzan Smith, and I was of the third group that went in the late 30s. The others went in the late 20s and the early 30s. And I went. And when I got there, Freddie Beckner and his pal were living in a grass shack on the shores of Waikiki, as close to the water as that group. In a grass shack with surfboards all around and rats as big as cats. And they had this place that paid $15 a month. Oh my gosh. I guess it was probably the most desirable place in the entire civilized world as far as surfers were concerned. But always to me it was San Onofre, San Onofre, San Onofre.
Now this is at Dana Point when we had a flat tire. Barney, Slim, Bruce, I think.
There was a great sense of freedom and adventure as more and more Californians discovered the surfing lifestyle. There was always time to sing, to dance, to do your best to ignore the distant rumbling and shadow of war in Europe. Life was good, and there was always the uncrowded waves.
We had paddled from Cotton's on a surf and then go back to San Onofre because everybody camped there. See, Barney and I could drive in and a few guys. This was when Cotton still had it, and Lucy was selling eggs to Barney.
The Hawaiian-style surfing culture of San Onofre was in full bloom. After the nightmare of World War II, returning men and women found solace in the familiar waves and culture of San Onofre. It was time to renew old bonds. The freewheeling nature of the surfing lifestyle helped heal the wounds of war. Weekends would find the growing California surfing community trekking up and down the coast to what became known as the Mecca, or just plain Mecca. The 50s were almost here. One of the first examples of San Onofre's surf into your golden years mold was Pop Proctor. He was still surfing at 69 years old in 1950. After the war, Hawaiian music once again was the theme for San Onofre. Ukuleles and grass shacks. It was all there. In April 1952, the San Onofre Surfing Club was formed to ensure access to the U.S. Marine Corps administered area. Besides fun, free surfing sessions, the club developed the idea of good-natured, fun competition for all ages. With club membership numbers being carefully controlled, the 1950s was a decade of uncrowded waves, close friendships, and club camaraderie. San Onofre was still somewhat remote from the ever-expanding California population. The water was clean, the ocean teemed with life, and living was easy. On a few occasions when the shack burned down mysteriously, it was rebuilt and surfing life went on. San Onofre was uniquely a family experience. As the 1960s approached, its decades-old mini-culture still flourished. At San Onofre in 1959, John Severson created a new surfing magazine. His family grew up there, and now as a renowned fine artist, he still finds time to look back. The 1960s at San Onofre marked an explosive growth of classic surf culture. In the mid-1960s, the art of tandem surfing received a rebirth at San Onofre. Strength, balance, and coordination were essential. This is truly movement in unison on a liquid dance floor. Competitions were judged, but individual expression and having fun was the payoff. Like good gymnastics or dance, it looked easy. It wasn't. By the 1960s, surfing contests were an old tradition at San Onofre. The San Onofre Surfing Club held competitions regularly on anything that would float. It provided a great training ground for many future champions. By the 1970s, public pressure prompted the creation of San Onofre State Park, and public access permanently changed the surfing club.
It was its own community, and they always looked out for each other. Everybody was concerned about if something would happen to somebody else and protecting our own. We had fun together, the contest and the dancing in the street and costume parties, and just all reminiscent of Hawaii. We're all want to live on the islands, and we always mock everything to be like that, to replicate being in Hawaii. Maybe we didn't really realize how great it was back then, and took it for granted. And now today you go, oh, gee, I wish it were back the old way. But the waves are still the same, and the people and the longboards are still the same. If anything, we're just better surfers, and but that feeling of surfing here, it's a feeling that just never goes away. And you get in the water, you have that feeling that you had 30 years ago.
I mean, there's nothing better, than coming down here and surfing with your friends and family.
I think shortboarding's illegal here.
Rock dance.
Yeah, big rock dance.
On any given day, you might find several of the world's top professional longboard surfers rubbing elbows with the elderly, middle-aged, and young San Onofre locals. They go there for the fun and the tradition. Being a traditional style surfer, Eric Sommer likes surfing San Onofre. Mike G calls San Onofre home. He grew up surfing these waves. His approach is a balance of tradition and progression. Mike really treasures San Onofre as a home base.
I turned 17, I started longboarding, and there's nothing better, than coming down here and surfing with your friends and family. It's a blast. Come out, have some lunch, then everybody's all stoked to go back in.
Brendan White is a young professional surfer who somehow has learned the meaning of the word smooth. His sense of glide style is uncanny. No rough edges here. East Coast transplant Steven Slater can now be found at San Onofre regularly. Though very young and brother of four-time world pro shortboard surfing champion Kelly Slater, Steven, or Skippy as his friends call him, shows the flair and nimbleness of a true-blood longboard surfer.
Here, it's like a totally different area. It's like a totally different country. There's guys, I think shortboarding's illegal here. Sure, I think so. But it's neat, like everybody's so mellow, and you go out here and there's no vibes. It's all fun.
Julian Rencon isn't as well known as some of the other pros. He is a power surfer. Though not Hawaiian, his approach to San Onofre is purely Hawaiian. Powerful turns mixed with innate fluidity. Though Jeff Kramer has been known for progressive longboard surfing, his approach to surfing San Onofre projects the smoothness the waves call for. Jeff is to 1990s longboarding what Joey Cabell was to 1960s longboarding. Always flowing, always stylish. Josh Baxter is a great athlete who could do an all-out attack on San Onofre waves, but has the good sense of style to flow through sections. Nothing is forced.
There's 5 billion people in the world that don't get to do this.
You got some good waves out there.
Yeah, I got cooled off.
We'll go get them and hope I don't freeze my hands off.
How old are you?
75.
75. How long are you going to surf?
Well, 5 more years.
Good for you. Hey, well, it's all about having fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's surprising how well some of the elderly surfers perform at San Onofre. But that's not the point. They know it's not how well you surf, but that you surf.
That's just sort of the surfing mystique. We go and do what we want to do.
Hey, it's the same. I feel exactly the same as I did when I was here at 16 or 18.
I'm 70 years old, and I hope I can surf till 80.
Evie Fletcher is in tremendous condition, physically and emotionally. She probably will surf till 80.
I'm going back out till I drop.
You know, some things never change, and Linda Merrill's unique surfing style is one of them. Her and her father, Benny, are simply synonymous with San Onofre.
Surfing at San Onofre is really cool because it has a real nostalgic, old soul kind of feel to it, and there's people of all ages, kids, grandmas, grandpas, moms and dads, and everybody just seems to have a real positive attitude, and just, there's, everybody shares out here, and that's my impression of it. It's really fun.
My kids have learned here. I learned here in the 60s when
We snuck in.
Love it. Love it more now than I did when I was younger.
Day in and day out, there's constant shifts of local surfers who find time to share the historic waves of San Onofre. It's local, but not localized. They come to express themselves in myriad ways.
A place like San Onofre, it's so mellow, it's so nice. Where else can you park right on the beach?
How you doing?
I live in Norway. Just here for 6 months, having fun.
I drove over.
And then I saw you eat it big time. But you were looking good for a while.
I love this place. The people, you got so much different people, and everybody gets along.
Everybody gets along, and there's, it's just a great atmosphere. And San Onofre, the beach itself, lends itself to that. We're fortunate. We're fortunate people. We got Irish people. If I can surf when I'm 90, if I go that far, however long I live, I'll go.
I just hope I can surf, all the way till I'm 80 or 90,
Nature has a unique rhythm at San Onofre. Though only one tiny particle of a vast Pacific Ocean, San Onofre is nevertheless an important piece of the surfing world mosaic. After all the myriad generations who've enjoyed these shores, one thought emerges. In a sense, this still is surfers' Mecca. In some way, it could be said, it all begins and ends at Onofre.
This program was presented by Steve Gibby Productions with LongBoard Magazine, and by Toes on the Nose, classic clothing, and by Bear Surfboards, on the beach and in the waves, celebrating the adventures, the friendships, and the spirit of surfing.
Welcome to historical San Onofre for a great day of vintage longboards and legendary surfers at the Hobie San Onofre Classic.
Well, you're looking great. Yeah, that's a...
This program is brought to you by Steve Gibby Productions with LongBoard Magazine, and by Hobie Brands International. There are legends in our lineup. And by Club Sportswear. And by Earth-Friendly household cleaning products, distributed by Chemart. San Onofre is renowned as one of the very best board surfing beaches in the world. In the early part of this century, the famous Hawaiian ambassador of surfing, Duke Kahanamoku, visited San Onofre, which was then the very center of California surfing. Low-key surfing competition was a long tradition of the San Onofre Surfing Club. That tradition still lives today.
So what it is you press the judges with your surfing.
The long tradition of good-natured camaraderie still exists. And you never know what might impress the judges.
Hey, this is bitchin' though. Look, check out all these old boards here. Old boards and old people.
It's just great. It's just a great lifestyle. I think we're lucky to be part of it.
This is it. This is the Mecca. This is where it all started, basically.
So that's the name of the game, surfing. To me, it's my lifestyle.
You win too many of these things, my friend.
76-year-old Rabbit Kekai from Hawaii rode his first wave in around 1925. He visited San Onofre to surf several times in the 1940s and 50s. His visit to the Hobie San Onofre Classic was a renewal of old ties. He's surfed all over the world, but he just loves his home break of Queens at Waikiki.
I feel good. As long as you feel good, healthy, and the water keeps you very, top physical shape. That's what I think. Everybody should get back in the water.
Another legendary surfer with Hawaiian roots to visit San Onofre for the contest was David Nuuhiwa. David's still going strong.
I was born and raised in the ocean. My uncles and everybody taught me how to do it when I was a little baby. So it's like, if I go inland a little bit too far or somewhere, I got to get back to the ocean. I just can't live on the desert or anywhere. I got to be next to the ocean.
You should tie this in a big knot so you can't get out.
Yeah, so you can't breathe.
They just do not maneuver as easy, the older boards, but they make you kind of slow down your surfing. So you become a little bit more stylistic, a little bit more fluid. So it looks kind of neat. And it's good because surfers, you should mix up your surfboards every once in a while.
I ride a remake of the 60s boards. My boards are all shaped off of the old board that I just rode today. So whenever I go in to get a new one, I take the old one with me and say, make it as close to this one as you possibly can. So I try to, I've kept that kind of 60s shape. I really like it.
The over 45 Masters heats through the day were like a who's who of 50s and 60s innovators. Every one of them would agree that though their bodies don't function quite as well as they used to, their minds filter the experience with much more appreciation. If asked when they're going to stop surfing, a reply might be, when it stops being so darn much fun.
Our favorite, David Nuuhiwa! First place winner! Oh, big show. You got Skippy back for the picture.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Hobie, step in the middle. Get in there, Hobie. In the middle.
Legendary surfer, shaper, and inventor Hobie Alter has roots at San Onofre that go clear back into the 1940s.
And we came down here every Saturday and Sunday. You had a camper, and the key thing is we had the kids growing up. Now you got a place where I can still go surfing, and the kids could come down and have fun. And it was probably one of the greatest places you could have for kids growing up because they had things to do. And it kept kind of everybody in touch. It brought the adults down from having the kids around, brought the kids up a little, having the adults around. And everybody just, looks like everybody just all mixed as one.
Things have a way of going full circle. For Hobie Alter, the loop is complete.
Mind is willing, I just hope the body follows along.
The inaugural San Onofre Classic in 1996 was stoked to have warm sun and good waves. The longboards used had to be made before 1970, and no ankle leashes were allowed. Vintage boards, and of course, the waves are always the same.
I'm here because of the Longboard Classic that they're having, and the camaraderie. San Onofre is a place where everybody leaves their attitude at the gate, and you can go out and surf and just have a wonderful time at San Onofre. And it's a family beach. There's been several generations that have grown up here at San Onofre and really enjoy surfing. It's a fun place to surf.
I'm exhausted.
How was it?
It was very fun. It's like deja vu. It's like a walk back in time, except I could tell it wasn't the 60s when I was paddling out. Let me tell you, I was breathing pretty hard. Oh my gosh, it's as good as it gets for contests.
As 8-time world champion in the 60s, Joyce dominated women's longboard surfing. She still has uncanny wave knowledge and a deep love for the ocean.
Oh gosh, I guess as long as I can still paddle out there and stand up. I mean, my dad's still doing it. He still takes surf trips all around the world, and my uncle, so I plan on going as long as I can.
You know, it's as if Joel Tudor glided through a time warp from the 60s. Rarely in anything does a protege improve on his masters. Joel is that rarity.
It doesn't get much better for longboarding, especially for old boards. This is like an old board's dream come true, you know. They get to be around a bunch of other people that all value these boards, you know, and you see how special it really is. It's such a neat thing that's so forgotten. Nobody pays any attention to it anymore. And to see that there's this many people that still do is pretty insane. And this is what longboarding's all about. The boards today have just gotten so light and ridiculous. It's like shortboarding, you know. They need to remember what the real longboards rode like, and this is a pretty good example. This is an old surf spot. A lot of people have been surfing here for a long time. It's pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of contests here, but this one, I think a lot of people will remember it.
Why thrash and flail when the waves call for slide and glide? Essentially, less is more.
Oh, so fun.
Bobby Friedman and Anna Schisler have been on the forefront of a renewal of tandem surfing. Tandem has a long history at San Onofre.
Yeah. It's just become a lifestyle for us, and it's basically taken over our life. We love it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We want to do it until, we want to be
so
in
I'm
the
60 and she's 50.
Yeah. We want to do it forever. It's so much fun, and it's something you can always do no matter what age you are. It was so much fun.
All day long, the younger age brackets blew minds with their feel for classic style on the older, heavier boards. A surfboard design that's matched closely with the waves you surf equals more fun. It's such a simple equation.
We're starting.
The drop knee cutback was functional for the heavier boards and has a cross-country skiing telemark look. Among the best at it is John Moritz.
The line continues to build outside.
Oh, jeez. The forklift out. Where do you want to set it, Rick? That board, the guy I got it from used to ride Corona Del Mar with Duca Hanamoko. On that board. On that board. Yeah.
One of the tantalizing features of the inaugural San Onofre Classic was the Vintage Board Show. These slices of history inspired what some termed as goosebumps, or what Hawaiians would call chicken skin.
The waves to ourselves. That's not a board. This is a board.
This is a board.
Tandem surfing is alive and doing well at many beaches from Mecca to San Onofre. It's like dancing or pairs ice skating, except the wave moves and changes constantly throughout the dance. You just have to love water and have great balance, strength, and coordination. From there on, it's pure fun. Women's surfing at San Onofre goes clear back to the 1930s. It's a proud heritage that's being kept alive by many.
I'm pretty stoked, yeah. The wave's been good most of the day. It's kind of blowing out right now, but it'll be fun. It's always fun to come here, you know.
Looking for this heart of mine, but sometimes I find a little love would be so nice. I just need a reason. I just want a little more time. There's a way back home. It's just a little hard to find. So hard.
I just got back from Costa Rica last week. It was a blast there too. It's fun. Yeah. Keeps you in good shape too.
Everybody say Hobie.
A surprise and welcome addition to the Classic was a team of good longboard surfers traveling all the way from Japan for the event. Traditional longboard surfing is exploding in popularity in Japan. The Japanese surfers surfed real well and added to the stoke of the day. sight of a beautiful woody just takes you back to the long-ago era of balsa wood surfboards, camping right on the beach, surf knots, and paraffin wax. They always draw a crowd. It's basically impossible to get close to one without your pulse racing. Woody cars at the Hobie San Onofre Classic didn't do you in, the vintage boards did. For about 60 years, there have been shacks on the beach at San Onofre with big boards leaning against them. This day, the connection was clear.
This would be like going to Indy and seeing Jimmy Clark and the Lotus in '64. This revolutionized surfing. This is a beautiful balsa surfboard. And Nuuhiwa means good looking, and he named his daughter Nuuhiwa after the surfboard. When you see a board like this, you know that it wasn't a stock board, that it was made specifically for someone. And if you see this board, this is made by Joe Brainerd, who was a member here at the San Onofre Surf Club for years. This is a balsa board patterned after a Velzy board. Velzy was the pioneer of this shape. This is a transition from balsa to foam. We have a balsa stringer, and we have a real wide, real safe, easy to ride like a Schwinn cruiser bicycle, this surfboard. So the difference between the balsa board here, this board was a major upgrade. This is a beautiful board. It should be the other Challenger surfboard, and it has 3 redwood stringers, which is kind of the classic look to a balsa board.
Some of the best professional longboard surfers in the world showed up to pay homage to San Onofre and validate the fact that nowadays longboard surfing spans all ages, abilities, and genders. So much for the middle-age only myth.
How about the pre-1970s boards, the difference?
Well, it's surfing, but yeah, definitely it gives a different look to what's going on in the competition, but it's all just catch the wave and ride it to the beach, so just do what you like to do on the board.
It's all about having fun, isn't it?
That's right. San Onofre is probably about the same as it always been. It's about families and weekends at the beach and long, slow days, you know.
Tell me about your approach to surfing the pre-1970 boards, the difference.
Big difference. My boards are really light, and I do ride single fin, but mine are so much smaller and lighter, but I might switch to classic boards now. It's a blast just trimming and cruising. I'm having a blast, and I just really enjoy it. I think it's great, and I think it'll give me one more notch on my to well round my surfing, you know, from my short board all the way to my modern longboard to my guns, and now to the old style 60 board. So I think all around it just makes you a better surfer. It's harder than it looks because this one weighs like 30 pounds, so it takes a lot of effort.
Josh Baxter ended up winning the pro competition. All these young traditional longboard surfers will carry the torch for a surfing style and lifestyle that's uniquely survived decade upon decade at San Onofre.
And that's what, it is, giving back. When the sport, give back.
No matter what I get, I'll be happy. So it was fun having it.
The old longboards kind of draw something out of you that you've had kind of stuck away for a while. It's fun.
This is like driving a limousine compared to a Ferrari. I mean, when you jump on these things, you better sit back and cruise because you're not going to jump around on it like you do in a Ferrari,
You learn a lot from the surfing culture just by looking at all these boards and talking to all the people that are here and legends. It's really neat.
And we're putting a value on the lifestyle, and more important, we're living the lifestyle. It's back, we're back, and life's good.
This program is brought to you by Steve Gibby Productions with LongBoard Magazine and by Hobie Brands International. There are legends in our lineup. And by Club Sportswear. And by Earth Friendly Household Cleaning Products, distributed by Chemart.